Hey there, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday. It is another Mini Mayhem. I cannot wait to share some minis with you today because I have a few. I have a big one too, as you can tell by the title of today's stream, but oh my goodness, so many cool things happening. And yes, James Brown, there are many. I have many dragons to show you today because, reasons. But if you are new, welcome, hello, thank you so much for joining me. I am Vee Mus'e. I will be your host for the next probably about an hour or so, based upon everything I want to share with you. If you're here to see the lady of the hour, trust me, you will be seeing her soon. I have some different layouts going, so don't worry, it's not going to be just this. I have another camera that's going to be more up close and personal so you can get a better look at them. And I'm seeing all these fantastic names in the chat. Let's quickly talk about the chat. If you have a question for me, a couple of requests on my end. Make sure you keep the questions to what I am sharing with you today in terms of the products, and also to make sure that I see your question, type in question in all caps and then have your question follow behind that one. It makes it faster and easier for me to see what you are asking, and I will do my best to answer that question for you based upon what I know and am able to share with you at this time. Keep in mind, I can't always reveal everything behind the curtain, but I'll share with you what I can. Hopefully that makes sense. And as we keep going with the YouTube chatter, don't forget, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button that is floating down there, down below. Click that, and then also click the notification bell so that when things like this lovely live stream go live, you'll get a notice that, hey, it's time to jump into the chat and hang out with us for the next hour. And don't forget, you can also get updates on videos like our Scott Porter unboxing for HeroClix, as well as Just As Much Ado About Gaming, which happens on Tuesdays for our board games. And let me see if there's anything else that goes into this. Let's talk about in terms of where you're going to be able to find these products. As always, I highly, highly encourage you, please reach out to your friendly local game store, your FLGS, and see if they have these products at hand, all right? It's one of those things where we highly encourage you to do that. They will have different ways of making sure you get your product, especially with what's going on right now. You have the option of, some of them are doing curbside pickup, some of them are doing shipping straight to your home. And if you don't have an FLGS, it's very easy to simply check out various online stores. You have dndmini.com. You also have shop.wizkids.com. There is Amazon, and then there are others floating around out there. But first and foremost, FLGS, reach out to them, especially because there might be a couple products that may not be available online, but the store may actually still have it. So keep that in mind, all right? It's very helpful. If you're not sure where your local store is, you can go, it's this one right here. You can go right here to wizkids.io/local store, and that will help you find local stores in your area. So use that link to your advantage. I highly recommend it. And we are going to first, because we're going to take a look at Arveiaturace. She is big. I am not kidding. This is a sizable figure. So I'm going to first show you her box that she comes in. It's a beautiful box. And then we'll take a look at the figure itself, herself. I like to call her because she's a she. So let me get the box, because also it's right under my feet and kind of in the way. So here is the box. Hold on, I gotta get this. It's big. I'm gonna lean back so you can see. So this is the box that she comes in. You can see there is a blister inside that holds her form to keep her safe. And on each side, you will get the artwork from, or you get the picture of the figure, I should say, on the sides. And then on the back is where you get your artwork from Icewind Dale, okay? So it's a very big one. It opens up on the sides here, okay? So you can just pop it open on one side. I actually recommend opening up both sides of your box, so that way you can push the blister through from the other side, if that makes sense. And you can also put her back in the box when you are done, because the clamshell pops open and it pops back in. There is some slight assembly required with her. The tail is basically tucked behind the main body, So it's just a matter of popping the tail out of the blister, and then you can simply insert it in the back and it locks into place. If you want to be super sure it stays there and it's something where you know you're not putting her back into the clamshell, then you could always use super glue. Remember, my recommendation is whenever you do use super glue on your miniatures, make sure it is the liquid variety and not gel, because the gel sort of disintegrates and breaks down, and I find it to be a more brittle connection. So that's sort of the background on that one. Now, I am sure you're all very excited for this. Hold on, I have to move my chair around a little bit here. So here she is, ready for her close-up, Mr. DeVille. Here we have Arveiaturace. And as you can see, she's a good size figure. At this point, I'm not even going to be saying mini, but you can see she definitely has a presence to her. I mean, her wingspan is actually wider than my own shoulder span. So she's like basically, yeah. She's definitely impressive. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about her a little bit, and then I have all these fantastic friends behind me, so you can get a sense of scale with her from small all the way up to huge. And I made a point to pull the miniatures from my Icewind Dale collection so you can see her with other Icewind Dale miniatures. All right, and we'll talk about that too. But let's talk about her. Quick little talking points. You can see she comes on the clear base, and let's talk about these clear bases for miniatures. There will be miniatures coming out with clear bases now. Again, so you can see terrain underneath and everything like that. There will still be some miniatures with black bases, but those are going to slowly start to phase out as we do more and more reprints. So be aware the clear base thing is going to become a thing. All right. Unpainted, I cannot speak to the unpainted. This one is fully painted though. This is a pre-painted, ready to go right out of the box outside of having to put her tail on. But you can see she's hefty. She's about 8 pounds. So I'm having to make sure I'm locking my arm right now. But let's go in terms of measurements. Like I said, she's about 8 pounds. The wingspan is 17 inches. From nose to tip of tail, that is 16.5 inches, and she stands 7.5 inches in height. All right. So she is massive in all the best of ways. And we've been getting a lot of questions about what's going on here with the saddle and everything like that. The saddle does come off. All right, so that's another great thing about this, is that you will be able to remove the saddle, and I will show you how on the other camera angle so you get a better look at how that works too. So this is Arveiaturace, and I always think about it as RV otter race type of thing, and then if you put those words together, you get very close to how it should be pronounced. Yes, I love how everyone's like, it's a chonk. I mean, I call this one the Chartlin back there. That's my heckin' chonker. She's beyond. Like this is, oh, she's impressive. Wait till you see her next to the Chartlin, because that is unreal. Truly is surreal to see them together. So I want you to get a good look at her here, and then I'm going to switch to the other camera so you can start seeing what's happening with her. So let me put her down. That was not intentional. All right. So here we go. And we're going to flip to this camera angle now. So here I have just a selection of miniatures for you, okay? I have the Chartlin, then we have Tomb Tapper, the Frost Giant Skeleton, the Snowy Owlbear. I have a young adult white dragon. Remember I said there are many dragons. This is why they're coming into play. I also have the Night Hag, and then, why do I always blank on this one? Then I have Avarice, as well as this one. These are all characters. We have Zardock, and then I have a Wormling blue, all right, little Wormling blue dragon. As well as for our small figures, I have the Yeti Tykes and a Chewinga, the one that's holding a snowball, because that's my favorite one from the Chewingas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring her out here and just slowly start to show you how she literally measures up with all of these minis. So I'm going to move them. We're going to go from smallest to, well, not the largest, because she is the largest. Okay. So we're going to work our way up size-wise, because I want to be sure you see this. It's honestly, when you see her with other miniatures, it's pretty darn incredible. So let me bring her over. Here we go, my dear. And this gives you a sense of Arvie. I like to call her Arvie, so I'm gonna shorthand this and call her Arvie. So here you have Arvie in full display here. And I'll just spin her around a little bit so you can get her from all sides. I mean, there is this fantastic texture in the wings. So I can bring it slightly closer. So you have this great detail in the wings. And I love the way it has this stretching detail to it as the wings are about to, it's not that the wings are spread out, but as they are about to unfold, you get that tension of motion in the sculpt, which I'm all about that one. Let me see here. The rider in the saddle, that is Melthoron. That is Melthoron, the rider in the saddle. We're going to talk about him too. And let me get the other side going here. And you can see the talons are huge. Well, not saying in terms of D&D class, but classification. The talons are sizable. The tail as well. I mean, it looks like it's ready to whip itself around and knock someone over. There's a lot of dynamic posturing in the sculpture. When we get a Wraith Wormling, I am not sure. Truly, don't know yet. But here she is. So that gives you a sense of what she is like. And now, let me show you Arvie. I like her at this angle, just so you can kind of get a sense of all of her features. So let's put the tykes by her, as well as the Chewinga. So these are the Yeti Tykes. Don't forget, the Yeti Tykes are a promo set. If you are interested in getting these Yeti Tykes, it's still an offer that is available on dndmini.com. When you spend 100 or more, you will have this promo set included in your order while supplies last. So if you want these adorable little Yeti Tykes, you get 3 of them in the promo box. Make sure you order from dndmini.com. That is the only place you'll be able to get those. Quick little aside there. But this is basically what small miniatures will look like that. And let me see here really quick. The Consummate Nerd, I will be getting into everything about her in terms of a quick rundown for class size and everything in that respect. I'm not going to give you the full stat block, but I'll let you know where to go to find information on her. Let me see here. So that is small. And then let's shift over to, I'll move them over here. Now we have our medium figures coming up. So here's Avarice, Night Hag, Zardock. These are all Rime of the Frostmaiden characters. So those right there are mediums. And she's still overpowering them, rightfully so. Consummate Nerd, she very much could chow down on pretty much. I hear her preferences are polar bear and reindeer though. Just saying. And our next one we have is the blue wormling that I have on hand for my own collection. So this is basically stage 1 of dragons that we have. All right, so we have wormling, ancient. I did this on purpose. I wanted to see the scale of minis. I don't have an adult dragon. For some reason, I don't have the adult white dragon on my hands. So I'm gonna have to skip that one, but trust me, you can definitely tell the difference as we move forward. So here we have all the minis that are medium. Let me shift those to the back here. Now we're moving on to large. Okay, so we have the snowy owl bear right there, and I have a young adult white. So you can see there is progression here. So this is another one that's in the Rime of the Frostmaiden. You can get this out of the booster brick. And I do have information on all of the minis you're seeing here. If you want to know more about them, look in the description below. I'm providing the SKU as well as the MSRP. Keep in mind, MSRP is suggested. So if it's a matter of you're looking for deals, Again, FLGS, please reach out to them. Many of them have some fantastic deals going on right now, especially for the holidays. But I try and make sure you have all that information you need to start getting orders into motion. Let me see, I'm quickly looking over here at the chat. And let me see, anyone else imagining this lady? We got that one already. And then, will there be a remake of Tiamat in Gargantuan size? Let's just say that there are some wonderful things in the works. All right, so here we have the young adult. I mean, this is like, you know, great-grandmama and the great-grandchild almost. I'm gonna pop that over here now. And then we're moving on to huge. Let's first do the frost giant skeleton. So now we're kind of getting slightly comparable in height. Stands about the same as where her head is resting. When I like that. When will WizKids offer a dragon subscription? You know, we have so many cool dragons. Oh, and I'm a collector of dragons. I'm a collector of miniatures in general. So for me, the fact that I adore dragons and all these fantastic dragons are coming out. Oh, let me tell you, like we have the black dragon in the horizon. I'm hoping to present that to you in the new year, as well as a red dragon. These are adults that I'm talking about. But yeah, there are a lot of cool dragons on the way. Here we have that one I'm going to shift over. You stay there. And here we have the Tomb Tapper. I'm going to put this like that so you can see. So again, still, the Tomb Tapper is looking like what a medium looks like to the young adult, which cracks me up. There be dragons. Oh, folks, there be dragons. You're going to need a dragon budget. Let's just put it that way. So here's the Tomb Tapper alongside Arveiaturace. Now, here is where I really wanted to show you the scale. So I'm gonna have to move all these lovelies. And again, these are for the booster or brick if you want to get 8 boosters in a brick. Those are all in those. It's, you know, random drawing from the boxes. So you'll open a box, you'll get something different. In fact, I'm gonna open up a booster at the end of the stream today. I thought that'd be something fun to do. But if you're interested in these minis that I have here that I'm using for scale, those are all, well, except for my little blue wormling, those are all Icewind Dale related. So just keep that in mind. So let me just shift these all over, because this is where when I got home and I had her in hand, I absolutely knew that I had to compare her to my Heckin' Chonker, because that is the largest dragon I have in my collection. So here she is, standing solo. But then I'm gonna spin her. I'm trying to think of the best way so you get a sense of her scale. Let's do this. So I'm gonna put her here. Try and keep her as much info. So that is Ancient White Dragon. And here we have the Chardelin, which is classified as huge. And it's going next to her. And it is dwarfed. I was floored at just how much smaller the Chardelin looks next to her. So, huge, Gargantuan. Okay? So, oh god, the tower is disassembled and down in my basement at this time. Otherwise, I would... Oh, I do have a picture! Oh, shoot, I don't have it loaded into my OBS. Okay, so what I'll do after this stream is I will tweet from my news account on Twitter. I will tweet the picture I have of Arvie standing on top of the tower, because it is unreal. I'm not even kidding. It is unreal how much it looks like she's perched on its stump almost. I love it. It's wonderful. But here you have huge Gargantuan. To me, that was just one of those things I was like, oh my gosh. Keep in mind, I do want to touch point about Chardelin, not available on our online stores. So again, this is something where I mentioned if something is sold out online, please check with your FLGS. There may be one who has one of these available. Online, sold out. Both of our stores, both D&D Mini and both shop.wizkids.com. But I know some FLGS may have them on hand. So that's something where, you know, a little investigation, a little hunting would be great. But yeah, so let me just do a quick little, actually, let's do this. We'll do this so they're like that. You can get sort of the wingspans. when I do that, it gets a little tight here, but even, because they have a similar about to expand thing happening with their wings. So even though both of their wings are not fully stretched out, her wingspan is ridiculous compared to the Chartolin. I'm just, quite frankly, I was flabbergasted when I looked at her at the first go around. And then let me show you from the back, because I really do think seeing her next to the Chartolin is a great way to see just how massive she is. The other ones, it's almost like she's so big and they're so much smaller to her. It's almost surreal, but this gives you, let me get you so you're both in frame. So you can see there, her tail's obviously much longer. Like I said, her wingspan already greater. I just saw the consummate nerds. If I see her on a tower, I'll be thinking you know nothing, Jon Snow. Not gonna lie, there has been a certain theme song that's been running through my head. Just because I swear she has like some sort of magical power because it's snowing right now. And I was not expecting snow today. So appropriate. She brought some of her layer qualities with her. So let's talk a little bit about her. All right, let's talk about the Lady of the Hour. Excuse me, Mr. Charlotte. Ba-boom, over you go. So I'm going to move her back more centered. I'm actually going to adjust my camera to focus more on her. So give me just a quick tick, because I do want her to get a little bit more zoomed so you can see her better. And now I just need to adjust focus. Come on, show off your pretty smile. I think I can go toggle in just one more. Yeah, let's do a little bit more. Okay, that's about as good as it's gonna get on my end. She says as she keeps trying. There, okay. So that's so you can see her a little bit better. But let's talk about this. Like I said before, she is, in terms of wingspan, is 17 inches across. Lengthwise, from nose to tip of her tail is 16.5, and then standing in height, she is 7.5 inches. She's on a clear plastic base. She is an ancient. All right, so that in terms of when you put it on the table, keep that in mind. And price-wise, it is $99.99 to purchase her. Pre-order now. She's going to be available in early January 2021. So pre-order now. I highly recommend you jump on over to your FLG. Well, call them first. Contact your FLGS. Let's do that. Contact your FLGS. Let them know you want to put a pre-order in for RV. Okay, that you are interested, you are eager, you are excited. Please, 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 I want to place my pre-order. If for some reason no FLGS, then shift over to dndmini.com to place your pre-order. And you also have the option of shop.wizkids.com as another online source from us. So that is basically the nitty-gritty rundown on her. Again, I have in the description both her SKU as well as her MSRP. And then let's talk about her in terms of the features. And then we'll talk about her in terms of how you can use this amazing figure. I'm not calling it a mini, it's a figure. I mentioned that the saddle comes off, and the saddle does come off. And we have basically, Melthorond is the corpse of a wizard that was once, sort of in control of her companion, her friend, but now is no longer alive. She's not necessarily aware of this, so you will see that in the various cameos that she makes, she will talk to the wizard, even though Ding Dong, the wizard, is dead. But you have the option to take this wizard off, which is a great feature because, quite frankly, you could also change her from being, well, who she is as Arveiaturace into just a generic ancient white dragon. But here I'm actually going to do a quick little spin around so you get sort of a close-up factor. I'm trying to keep the lights as off of her as possible simply because white lights and white dragon, they don't like to play too well together. You get flare back. It happens a lot with white minis. But here I'm going to give you, I mean, even underneath you have all these fantastic scaly details. And this is also why I like the clear bases, because look at that. You can see that now. Look at her feet. This, I'm not kidding you. Her feet are about the size of one of my cat's paws. In fact, one of my cats thought I brought home a new cat. I'm not even kidding. There are a couple pictures I have to share. There are absolutely a couple pictures I have to share of her, because one of them is a Maine Coon, and she is about the size of my Maine Coon. Not kidding. He's not so let me show you how this removes. This is going to be slightly awkward for me because I am cattywampus at this point. So there is, I have to find the right side. Okay, so at these junctures, here, work with me, sweetheart, here and here. These actually pop open. Just be very careful while you do it. And then the saddle will come off. So see, just pop that out. Don't yank on this, all right? It's one of those things where I slip a thumbnail between and it opens up for me. So just like that, okay? A very light little flick of the wrist, nothing too hard, nothing too intense. And those will pop open. And then you go to, hold on. There's another flick of the wrist here. All right, I'm gonna point it out to you and then I'm gonna do it so I can actually angle this because I'm fighting her weighing against it. But right here, there's another piece that pops out, all right? And then it just lifts off. So here is Melthorond on the saddle with the straps opened up. So you have 3 little juncture points. You're gonna wanna do this one, then these, and just be gentle doing it. You don't want to pull on it because then you're going to snap the straps. And the details on the saddle are actually ridiculous. Let me shift her so you can see. Melthorond is pretty impressive, and the details on the saddle as well are impressive. I just need to toggle my focus again. So, yoink. And right now I have it positioned. Now let's get that into there. Okay, so here you can see there's this gorgeous detail on the saddle. So really great details on the saddle work. You even have furs. And it's just this lovely little, like, look at that. Lovely little accents that get incorporated into this that really do heighten it that much more. You can even see this great highlighting of the textures of the cloth and the cape, and just this vacant corpse stare. Doesn't even have eyes. It has a very, skull-like. I was gonna say skulking. I'm like, no, not skulking. But it definitely has this. Let me see if I can get this a little bit closer. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah. It's an awesome detail. I should have... No, I don't think this could fit around the Charlatan, but I was like, oh, I wonder if this could fit on one of the other dragons. But the fact that you can remove this piece gives you a lot more flexibility with this figure as well. But that's what it looks like taken off. My right is my left is my right. I have to remember this with the camera. Let me get it so you can see the face. The long white flowing beard and just this vacant eye sockets. It's wonderful. And if you want to see what it looks like underneath, there you go. Hollow corpse. Thank you, consummated nerd. That's, yes, consummate nerd. Vacant or hollow corpse gaze. I like that. That is an excellent way to put it. All right, so let me put the saddle over here. And we're going to move her back into frame. Though very much out of focus, so let's fix that. I'm telling you, when you're toggling between the different sizes, it's always an adventure with focus. So you can see her now without the saddle on. And it's still an impressive figure. But this is why I like that you can do this, because essentially the way Arveiaturace works is it's an ancient white dragon stat block. So all you need to do to run an encounter with her specifically is to jump on over to an ancient white dragon stat block. All right, CR20, all the layer actions, everything like that you need, reactions and everything. So go and look for that in terms of how you can run her. Keep in mind though, she has 3 cameos. Okay, so she's basically in 3 different things. So you have the most recent one is Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. She makes an appearance there. She is also in Rise of Tiamat as well as Storm King's Thunder. All right, and based upon what she is doing in each of those, you can kind of play around as the DM with what features and what extras you kind of want to add in about her. But should it be a matter of you just want to have some fun with your players and you're not necessarily running any of those, you could feasibly bring her in just as a, an appearance, or you could use this miniature strictly as an ancient white dragon if you pop off the saddle. So it's actually wonderful that the saddle comes off. I, as a DM who uses terrain and miniatures, am extremely happy that that was an option, that it's not something where he was planted, as was the saddle, on her, and you were then limited to that. The other fantastic thing is that when she isn't in use and you put the saddle back on, you have this fantastic collector's display piece, because you're going to look and you're going to know right away that is Arveiaturace, which, chef's kiss, double chef's kiss actually in my book. It's fantastic. And she's, as a D&D presence, she is a very interesting ancient dragon. This whole friendship relationship she has with Melthoron is this, she doesn't want to admit he's dead. So she will still, and as a DM, I'm like, I love this, she'll still talk to Melthoron as he is on her back, even though he's not replying. For her and her cataract-eyed self, she will still interact with him. And that is honestly something that you could use to your advantage with your players, because if you were to run this using Icewind Dale, keep in mind Icewind Dale, it caps about level 5. You could push it a little bit. But because of that, if you have your players going up against a CR20 ancient dragon, it's going to get interesting. So you're going to be looking for ways to kind of make it so it's not necessarily something where they are going to, well, they might fight to the death, talk about TBK, but if it's something where they're going to interact with her, you could even have, this as a factor for them to interact. Like the saddle's loose and it flopped over and she needs help. Or there's a whole bunch of different ways you could spin this to make this a really cool RP experience for your players too, not just a combat situation. But the cool thing is that if you are bringing in higher level players, she's going to be helpful. She's going to be a good one to have on hand so that you can give them something of a challenge in terms of an encounter. Let's Consummate Nerd is on fire today. Oh, I'm glad you're having fun with this. He's not dead. He's just a little under the weather, Leonardo. That is fantastic. Oh, wonderful comment. So she has some flexibility in terms of how you can present her in your campaigns. It's not just limited, even though most recently, yes, brought into Icewind Dale completely. You have the fact that she is on her ship, which the Dark Duchess, right? So you have her on the ship. That's where her horde is. And you can bring her again, like I said, Storm King's Thunder, Rise of Tiamat. There's all these other places you could sneak her in here. And it's just... between the fantastic details that go into this figure and the dynamic incorporation you can have for gameplay, it's a mini that's, I'm trying to put the saddle on with one hand. Don't do that. It's one of those things where this is a mini that's going to get a lot of mileage, not just because she has a huge wingspan and can fly distances. Although actually she only has like a 60 foot because of the fact she has cataracts, but blind sight comes in handy. This is me going into DM mode. But yeah, it's a beautiful miniature. I am thrilled with it. It is one of those things where there's going to be different options for how you can use it, how you can display it. You could put it back in box and have it on display. You could put it up on a bookshelf, clear out the whole shelf, but looks stunning on display and even more beautiful when placed upon a table with other miniatures around it, especially miniatures of varying sizes, because then it really hits home just how massive this creature is, this ancient white dragon on your table. But yeah, that is basically Arvie. It's Arvie doing her Arvie thing, and I love it. And then I'm just going to quickly loop this around because I don't want to lose Melthoron. Why do I say Melthodron? I don't know why I want to give him a different name. But yeah, here she is. I'm going to attach the saddle back on off camera. I'm going to do another spin around for those of you joining us. So again, remember, this is $99.99. Coming out early January 2021. It is the D&D Icons of the Realm, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden Arveiaturace Premium Set. That is the full official title for it. For her. For them! For them! But it's just, ooh, shifting as I'm spinning. It's just, I'm gonna be doing a stream for the Black Dragon, yes. Consummate Nerd. I will be making sure we have the Black Dragon ready to show off. Oh, I'm gonna have to change my backdrop. Note to self, I'll need a different color fabric for that. But if you're liking this camera angle, let me know, because I personally am liking this a lot better to get more front-on shots for the larger miniatures. I think it works a lot better than doing the... I like the overhead for the smaller ones because I can do better spin-arounds and more close-up. But for the larger ones, I'm thinking this is going to be the way I'm going to go for these minis. So there's Arveiaturace. And again, my little mnemonic device, not mnemonic, but little pronunciation devices, I think Arveiaturace. And just quickly shove it together. Arveiaturace. And you get the as close as you possibly can. There are some slight variations. I looked to a couple different pronunciations. You have the pronunciation guide in Icewind Dale. You also have Ed Greenwood's interpretation of it. But there she is. And again, box, beautifully done with the different artwork. And all that jazz. So here she is. All right, so now that she's had some airtime, first of all, if you came here specifically to see her, thank you so much for joining me. Again, don't forget FLGS. Reach out to them, let them know. Pre-order available now. Get your pre-orders in. She'll be coming to you in January. Keep in mind, in terms of shipments, because this is something that is coming up a lot right now, and I want to make sure to address this. Shipments are a little wonky simply because of holiday logistics in and of themselves. There are shipping delays just by nature of the game right now, as well as shipments are also being affected by COVID. Unfortunately, that is still a key player in when things are coming in and when things are going out. So just, your patience is appreciated. She is coming to you in January 2021. Should that change any way, shape, or form, we will make sure to make announcements to let those of you who have pre-ordered her, know when you can then expect. But we are targeting for early January. That is, fingers crossed, everything goes according to plan. Yay, hooray, everything's shipping on time. We're good. But yes, that is, gosh, I'm thrilled to bits. I am absolutely thrilled to bits. Alrighty, let me just quickly scan the chat. Oh, you guys are having fun in there. All right, so the other thing I wanted to show you, and these are available in store now, it's the Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures Wave 13 Minis. Oh, where am I gonna, honey? You are gonna go live over here. She'll sit just off screen. There we go. So I also want to show you let me switch screens here while I get everything ready. So you can see. I'm telling you, there are reasons why my cats thought she was a cat. This is what my cats do. Like, they'll sit behind me during streams. Oh, why, thank you, Consummate Nerd. I'm very happy to hang out and chat with you all on the Wednesdays. I look forward to it, quite frankly. It's fun to share enthusiasm about miniatures because I truly love minis and I love collecting them and I love seeing them and all the details and I love sharing them with everybody too and getting them excited for it. So this is neat, especially this is perfect because the minis for Nolzur's for this wave, I'm not even showing them all of them to you. I am showing you the highlighted creme de la creme types. And there's two that I just want to start out right from the gate, but then party's like, maybe I should wait and save those closer too. But okay, Calkins, don't worry. This is going to be up as the VOD as soon as I hit stop streaming. So if you want to catch the first part, you'll be able to do a rewatch without any issue. Okay, so you'll be able to catch her. Just, watch it again when the time comes. So I'm going to start showing off these minis to you. Remember, these are the Nolzur's. They are in stores now. They came out last week. So FLGS, again, I'm going to plug those guys till my little heart bursts. Make sure you reach out, see if they have them ready in store. Let them know which ones you want to take a closer look at or want to order ahead of time, and they'll get them pulled together for you, all that fantasticness. Also, you can check online as well. But these are all from Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. And I'm going to show you a variety from the $4.99 up to the $14.99 options that are available in these particular minis. And remember, they all come pre-primed, so they are ready to paint out of the box. It's one of those things where you may have to kind of take care of a couple of mold lines. It's sort of the nature of the game. But I've talked to you about this before. There are a couple of easy ways to just quickly buff those down. You could either use a nail file, or you could use, there's a special tool you can get. It looks like a little, almost like a shepherd's hook, but not quite. A little hook device that will scrape it off too. All right, I am looking here. I think I will. Okay, let me start with the Warforged, because we have the Warforged, and this is a this is a $4.99, not $14.99. This is a $4.99 set of 2. So let me flip back over. I am gonna have to adjust my focus again, simply because, let me zoom. High hand, and then focus a little bit more. I'm gonna have to play with the focus once I get the mini on there. So this is one of those 2-pack deals. So you get the Warforged in 2 different poses. Oh, I may have to even zoom in further. I'll bring them up close to the camera. We'll do that. But you get 2 different poses. So one has the sword arched over their head with the shield raised. The other one has the shield on back with the sword at the ready. But it is a fantastic Warforged, so I thought it'd be fun to show you these guys. Let me see if I can get this close enough, because I would love to be able to have them. This is where the overhead comes in handy, which I really can't do today, but so I'm going to bring them close to camera. So let me show you. Pose. Oh, because I'm so zoomed in. Hold on. Tweaking the camera settings. Almost there. Of course, because I have the lighting going on. So we have focus. Come here. Focus, darling. Oh, my camera. I'm telling you, I had a Windows update happen on my computer, and I think I need to reinstall my camera settings because it's getting a little feisty. And now I need to drop my gain. There we go. Because this always happens with white miniatures. There we go. All right, so here. Ta-dum. So you can see there's the shield. And there it is posed with the sword at the ready. So that is the 1. I'm going to get the 2. This is a $4.99 set. So you get the 2 of them in the 1 blister. There we go. And here's the other pose. So this is the Warforged. If you want this particular, the SKU on this one is 90147. I don't have these typed out yet. They will be. I did not have time this morning. I tried using a GoPro in the past. I'm not a fan of it. I will say that ahead of time. I honestly like doing the overhead angle for my miniatures for this type of thing. I find it works the best. So that is the Warforged. And now let me zip over to, plus with the GoPro sometimes I find the hopscotching, what I have technology-wise on my end, they don't play nicely together. All right, so those are the Warforged. Let's move over now to, where'd they go? You keep an eye out. There's going to be multi-class coming out now. So this is the Cleric Wizard multi-class. Hold on. Where'd you go? That's not it. That was, I thought I grabbed them. There you are. Okay, so this is the Cleric Wizard multi-class. Again, set of 2, $4.99. And the SKU on this one is 90151. So here we go. First pose. You have the staff with the extended arm and magic missiles. It looks like that, or guiding bolt maybe. Maybe guiding, it could be both. And shield on back. And actually has this sort of receding hairline detail, just for some fun personality. So that's the first pose. And here is the second. Again, you have the magic detail with that nice translucent plastic. Shield on arm. Standing at the ready. So those are the two poses you get with this one. A Cleric Wizard. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, I'm thinking it's more, I don't know. It could go either way for Magic Missile or Guiding Bolt. It does sound like a Pokemon. That's just it. Oh, but that's clever. So that is the Cleric Wizard multi-class option. Now let's move on to the Hobgoblin Iron Shadow as well as the Hobgoblin Devastator. It's a 2-pack, $4.99, 90159. All right, so here is the... let me get them right. So here is the Hobgoblin Iron Shadow. Come on, honey. They have this really fantastic pose with this movement of the fabric of the claw or the skirt and the sleeves. And you can see the one knee is supported again with that translucent plastic. Really an awesome pose. That's what I want. Really awesome pose. So this is the Iron Shadow. Pardon me, my throat is starting to get a tickle at it. So there's that one. And then also in the pack you have the Devastator. Which, quite frankly, I am all about this pose with just, oh, the tension, the grip around, and just this glare on the face. It's really a beautiful pose. And I love the cape, the swoosh of the cape in the back. You could use it as a monk if you wanted to, Consummate Nerd. Very easily you could use the Iron Shadow as a monk, in my opinion. I always look for, you know, the various ways you can apply the minis. And you can see at the bottom here, a little bit more magic details happening. Two great figures. Oh, it's total party chill. This is one of my favorite from Wave 13. The Devastator is devastatingly wonderful. Let's put it that way. Okay, so those two. And after this, I'm going to make sure I type in, get all the SKUs and prices in for you after the fact. I ran out of time this morning trying to get set and everything going. Okay. Let's go for this one because this is one that I get excited about anyways. Like, there's so much fun to fight and to use as a DM. So this is, this one goes for $8.99. SKU is 90161. And this is the Ankheg. Which, honestly, like, they're one of the creatures I love from D&D. But just the details on this, like the plate work, this is one I can't wait to paint simply to have fun bringing out all those edge details. The mini painter in me is geeking out completely right now. Can you tell? But this is the Ankheg. So this is $8.99. It's just one in a blister. But it's got this fantastic insectoid look to it. Kind of reminds me very much of a praying mantis type setup. But ooh, yeah. This is one I'm excited to show you all. So that's the Ankheg, $8.99. And again, I'll get SKUs and everything put into the description after I'm done. So you guys come back and check. Give me like a couple hours, not even. Give me an hour, and that should all be updated after the stream. I love how people are starting to share memories about their encounters with Ankhegs. And then let's move over to, let's do this. Okay, I'm going to show you the Firbolg Druid set. This one is a $4.99 for two, and they're Firbolgs and they're Druids, so I am just already a fan. So here is the one. You have, this looks like the Entangle spell, I believe. That or Thorn Whip. See, I always, whenever I play Druids, I picture my entanglement. Why am I blanking on the actual spell name? But I always picture sort of like, you know, thorny vines just in my mental idea. But this quite possibly is Thorn Whip that she's got going on here. Or they've got going on, I should say. But this beautiful detail in the cloth and gear. The staff is wonderfully gnarled. Come this way. So that's one of them. And let me show you the back. Braided hair. And you even get like this strand look, which is... I didn't want to say it, but yeah. Because I played a guest appearance on D4 as Patty Jameson, and she was my Firbolg cleric. And I'm definitely thinking the other one could very well work for her. I'm thinking. We shall see. Maybe. But that's the one. Let me show you the other one. Here is the other one. With the spell detail, I'm just such a fan. So a little bit more open arms. You get to see the facial expression. And again, a little fur cape. The hair is down, not braided this time. But both of these are just lovely. I'm a fan, for sure. So those are the Firbolg Druid. I'll put them away. I did not get these in the blisters. I got these in a preview set. So the plastic you're hearing is my putting them back in their little baggies with all their information. Because that's how I organize things. Okay, I think I'm going to bring out one of the ones I'm so excited about. And this is the Froghemoth. This is a $14.99. It's a big one. But look at this. I want to like stop everything. I can't. I have things to do after the stream, but I want to paint this one. Boy, do I want to paint this one. But this is the Froghemoth. $14.99. Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. This one is SKU 90165. I'm so not used to this angle for these guys, but it's still working. Look at the face. Look at that. Ah, and the tongue just whipped out with the barbs at the end. That's so creepy. It's so wonderfully creepy. There we go. So there's this one. Wait, what are we fighting? Yeah, this is the Froghemoth. Wonderful sculpt. Big fan of this big mini. So that is, again, $14.99. And then I have a couple more to show you. And then the last one I really want to show you because that one's also very cool. All right, so this is another set, $4.99. This is the Erynes and the Deva, or the Diva, some people will say. So here we go. Here is the Deva. It always happens with D&D. How do you want to pronounce this? You have the wings and the hovering above, thanks to the translucent stand again. Spin it around so you can get the back. And I'm always a fan of feathers and scales, or as a mini painter. I love those details. And the expression is just sort of this serene, stoic look on the face, which I find so appropriate. So that's that one. And this is the Erynes. Sorry if you heard that was my stomach grumbling. I have not had a meal yet today, my bad. But this is one I like. The pose. First of all, ready for action, going in for the fight. The wings are stunningly detailed. And I love this swirl of magic happening around. And again, it's that translucent plastic. It's such a neat addition. The helmet is amazing. You have the horns going on here. Even the gauntlets have details on them. Like, there is a lot of little touches happening in this particular sculpt. I think you'll be well pleased when you go to paint. So there's this one. I mean, look at the back. The wings alone. I would spend hours on the wings alone. So there you go, that one. So that was a set again. So that's a $4.99 set for the two of them. And I have, this is a fun one. Yeah, the Alhoon. Alhoon and Intellect. So this for me, because I've started playing Baldur's Gate 3. So here is, and these are another, you'll get 3 of these minis. and that is $4.99 for 3 minis. So you have 2 Intellect Devourers and the Alhoon. So let's show the linkage. So here is the Alhoon. There we go. Here's the Alhoon. Look at the fingers, the elongated, spindly fingers stretched out, and you see the tendons in the hands. Look! And the tentacles coming up from behind. The drape of the hood, the fold of the caplet, and the book pages. Look, you even have the tassels going down there. I am sorry if you're picking up my stomach. I promise I'll eat when I'm done. But the hand, oh. Right? If you see this in the game, it's already too late. I love stuff. And I like the extra details of this, of the tentacles going on behind it. Please, yes, please. Please, please, please let me paint this. Maybe not encounter it. Use it. Use it, maybe. But encounter? Ooh. And let me show you the intellect of Dewi. They're tiny. Let's see if I can. I may have to toggle. You know what? I'm going to toggle focus because the last one's going to need to be shifted anyways. Excuse me. I need my mouse here, Mr. Froghemoth. Yoink. Here we go. So you get 2 of these. I can't hold both at the same time because they are so small. S-M-O-L, small. But look at little brain on legs. I didn't know that in Baldur's Gate 3 you could actually like have one join you for a little bit. I was much surprised when I found that option out when I was playing with a couple of friends. But you'll get 2. 2 come in this pack. So it's a pack of 3, $4.99. Hold on. There. Stay put. That gives you an idea of what this looks like. And Arveiaturace did not injure my thumb. That was me trying to put together my hurdy-gurdy last night. That's a different story. Brain puppies! They're brain puppies. So this one, if you want the SKU on that, is 90158. Okay, for the pack of 3, $4.99. And now, last but certainly not least, for the UPM I wanted to feature today, and this one I do need to make sure I fix focus again. Actually, let me pan out a little bit because Hims is here to make presence known. And this is the Garrido, right? The Garrido. Garistro. Why do I always want to say like Garrido? I always go Dorito, Garrido. Garistro. Okay, so here's the Garistro. This is another fantastic. All of these extra details. I mean, look at that. You have this engraving and the tendons in the hand, the pointed claws, the tension. Look at the expression. If I can get it, there we go. Expression on the face, that snout, and that I'm coming to get you grin. You even had rings around the horns. Cloven foot. I'm hungry. What can I say? If that's coming through, I'm gonna laugh. But yeah, this is the Garistro. And this one is $14.99. SKU on this one is 90166. I have to pull this back even further to make sure there's enough room. And these all come right now with the classic red, not red, why did I say red? Classic black bases, okay? So keep those in mind. The black bases are included. I don't want you to think they don't have their bases. They do. Let me show you the back. Look at that. I mean, seriously. I am a huge fan. So this was the other one that I wanted to show you. So these are just some of the Nolzur's UPM that are out and available in stores now. Prices again vary from $4.99 up to $14.99 for these particular ones. I have more I will show you at another stream. Just as a fun reminder that, hey, don't forget those are out there. Make sure you get them. Now, as promised, what do you say we have some fun and we open up a booster that is for Storm King's Thunder? Because I figured with RV, it would be quite appropriate to have that happening. pull that back a little bit more. There we go. So this is Storm King's Thunder. I have in the description below its SKU as well as its price. I want to say it's $15.99 for a booster. But yeah, let's take a look. This has not been opened up yet. See, there's tape. I don't know what's in here. I honestly don't know what's in here. So I'm gonna have some fun and open this up now. I have my handy dandy little sword, and I'll show you what I get. Here we go. One side. And remember, with boosters, you get a large figure and then a variety of 3 medium, small combo figures that go into these boosters. It's kind of like early holidays. So, taking this out now. All right, this will be fun. All right, so here's the box, opened up. And I always like to start off with the smaller ones. Ooh, this one's even taped up and everything. Trying to get your mini intake for the day. Yeah. All right, so I have up first Craig Ungart. Let's get Craig. We're going to have to focus for Craig. Here is Craig Ungart. Look at this. Oh my god. I love the face like peeking over the armor. Oh my gosh, that is such a fantastic pose. So we got Craig. That's a medium one. That's fun. That's a fun one. I do not have this one in my collection yet either. So I'm excited. I'm terribly excited for that one, folks. Very much so. And now we have another one. This looks like a... Ooh. Really? I don't have one of these yet. Oh, it's a homunculus. I'm silly excited about this one. Oh, look at that. Oh, this might be one that lives on my desk. I'm not kidding. I do have minis that live on my desk of like my favorites. Some that I've painted and some that I just adore the look of. But look at... Oh, that's fun. That is really fun. Let's see. I don't know. Will it show? If I get the right angle. There you go. There's its name. Oh my goodness. That makes me so happy. So that came in the box. Let's see what else we got in the booster. I want it. I has it now. I has it. I'm so happy about that. I don't have one. Okay. Next up we have Cleve Kenrick. It's like, not that. So this is Cleve Kenrick. I love this pose. This is such a superhero, like about to toss the ball type of pose. But the details are great. I love the red and silver combination. That's fun. That really is a fun one to have. Yay! All right, and let's do last but not least, because we're already past 1. Oh my goodness, I've been a chatterbox today. Sorry, not sorry. And I'll show Arvie off one more time too. So then the last one, I have to use the little unwind the wire. We're down to the wire. We're down to the wire. All right, and out it comes, and this is a Fomorian. Look at that. The focus is off because he's bigger. Hold on. Here's the Fomorian. I don't have one of these either. Well, I have one, just not painted. But having a painted one will be handy. So there we go. This was the big one in the box, in the booster, I should say. And if this is something of interest to you, remember that the boosters come in bricks of 8 boosters. But that's a fun one. All right, very cool. I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, I purposely grabbed the Storm King's Thunder one that I had because, like I said earlier, that's one that Arvie does, pardon me as I hit the camera, does appear in as one of the options, as one of her, not forms, I'm not going to say forms, but she will show up in that as well as Rise of Tiamat, and obviously, most recently, Icewind Dale, hence why she is part of the Icewind Dale collection. So let's talk about our lovely Lady of the Hour one last time. So if you are interested in, I'm telling you, her wing just hit the other camera. So if you're interested in adding Arveiaturace to your collection, available for pre-order now. Targeted release is early January. I have in the description below all the different links you would need to place your pre-order if you don't have an FLGS nearby. If you do have an FLGS nearby, then make sure you contact them. Let them know you want to place your pre-order now for her. It's important. Make sure you get that done. And remember, the saddle does come away after you pop open those 3 little points that I showed you earlier. Clear base, so when you put her on the table, the terrain you are using will show through beautifully. And I am just a huge fan of the sculpture, of the pose, of the details, everything that goes into it. I'm glad you ducked. Oh my goodness. But it's a wonderful, wonderful figure. It really is. I am beyond thrilled with all the details that have gone into it and every last little touch. And again, if you want to have this as a creature to run, get your Ancient Dragon stat block, and you can have some fun spinning it as either just an Ancient White Dragon or as Arveiaturace herself. But yes, that was her. This is her. She's still here, not was. So this is her, and this is wonderful, and I am thrilled I had a chance to share her with all of you today. And for those of you who stayed this whole time, thank you so much for hanging out. I will be entering in all of the UPM that I just showed you into the description below. Give me about a half hour or so, 45 minutes to type and do all that loveliness and get that organized for you so you can find out which ones those were. If you're interested in getting any of them, again, reach out to your FLGS or look to dndmini.com or shop.wizkits.com. Remember, especially if you're going to be doing your pre-order with her and getting a couple UPM, if you spend 100 or more at dndmini.com right now, you get a chance to get your 3 Yeti Tykes, which we'll put one on next to her right here, because why not? Actually, we could put them all there if we wanted. So here are your Yeti Tykes. I don't know why I'm speaking like this. I'm getting punchy and hungry, okay? So here you can see those 3 Yeti Tykes. She's protecting them. Or their snacks, no. Protecting them. So if you're interested in these 3 Yeti Tykes, if you go through dndmini.com, while supplies last, 100 or more, they'll get added into your cart. So keep that in mind too. And then I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and the Icewind Dale pre-painted minis that I showed you for scale with her. Again, information about them are also in the description. Check things out. The Charlatan is sold out right now online. So that's definitely check with your store to find out if they have it available. If you're looking for this before we do a reprint on that one, before it is available again, basically. And that is pretty much it for this week. Next week, I'm going to have some fun and I'm going to do a paint along. So what I'm planning on painting is the Ghost Council Circle from the Magic. I have to put her down. She's 8 pounds of whoa. So I am going to be painting the Ghost Council Circle from the new Magic the Gathering unpainted minis that we have. So it's this one. So I'm going to be painting this up. So what you're going to need if you want to paint these with me is to get a hold of this. This is also in stores now as part of the new Magic the Gathering. I showed these off a couple streams ago. So you'll want to have a dark gray, light gray, and an ivory paint for the stone floor. And then for the minis themselves, grab your favorite washes and inks, and I'll show you how you can use those to tint the translucent plastic to keep the transparency, but also add some color. So that is the plan for next week. All right, we'll do a fun little paint along of these. And it's basically 5 minis that go onto a special base. So keep that in mind. So that's the plan for next week. So yeah, that is great. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. I am Vee Mus'e. I had a fantastic time hanging out with all of you today. Make sure, if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button and ring the bell so you know when we do more of these wonderful Mini Mayhems every Wednesday for you, as well as the Much Ado About Gaming that happens on Tuesdays, and for when we put out those videos for Scott Porter's unboxing of our HeroClix miniatures. Yeah, that's it. I'm good. I probably should get something to eat now too and have a little something to drink. So I'm going to wrap this up and say what I always say for every single stream when I say goodbye. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other, and I'll see you on the flip side. And I will be posting pictures of Arvie on top of the tower as well as with my Maine Coon cat on my Twitter. So jump over there if you want to check that out. Sound good? Great. All right, everyone. Take care. Bye.